Hey guys, okay, gas bottles. So, obviously we want to work out, are they full, are they empty, what's going on with our gas bottles? When you buy a new Caravan, most of the time, you're not going to get any of that sort of information. It's got a valve here so you can switch between, your gas bottle here or your gas bottle here. But it would be good to know whether or not it's empty, rather than waiting for it to be empty and then you got to switch to the other one. It's just good to know everything in your Caravan, power, gas, whatever. I used to have a valve or a little gauge basically on my gas bottles on my barbecue, and it would just sit up here and you push the button on it and it'll just give you a little gauge, full or empty. It was fairly accurate, but still up there on price, and obviously I got two, so I need to get two. I thought this time I'm not doing that. I'm going to go with something a bit more modern and basically come up with, I've seen this idea around, so I thought I'd give it a go. It's the bmpro Smart Sense wireless LPG monitor. So basically, yeah, you download an app on your phone and you can Bluetooth to the device, and it tells you what's going on with your gas bottles, whether they're full, empty, whatever percentage. It's a their little device. It sits at the bottom of your gas bottle. You can buy these a pair or a single. Just for the moment, I thought I'd get a single one, give it a go, and then see how, obviously as the gas bottle gets empty, then I've got to take that gas bottle out. Then I just use the device and put it into this gas bottle, and just keep using the same device. That'll work fine. But yeah, you can buy two. It's purely up to you. So I'm going to give this a go, and let's see how accurate it is. Alright, first things first, obviously we've got to turn the gas off, so you want to make sure, obviously you're closing these gas bottles. So we'll turn them off. I'm going to do one at a time. I'm pretty sure I just opened that. Good on me. There we go. Okay, so it's closed. And then turn these. These are a lot better than the new ones. Having this plastic thing here, so wind that up. Obviously, if you didn't turn it off, you'll take this part out and you have gas shooting out. Pretty obvious. And then the system usually has these locks. So we'll undo that and then pull it out, and we'll have a look from there. So we got this. Basically, we're going to put this device on the bottom of the gas bottle. Just a note for you guys. Test date, see that? 9/21. So your gas bottle, this is pretty new, so your gas bottle have to be tested every 10 years. It's actually illegal to fill them up if they are older than 10 years old. So just make sure that your gas bottle is within 10 years. Since that's stamped there, they have to get re-stamped, or just buy a new one. So just let you know. Alright, let's give this a go. Alright, we want to look up this bmpro Smart Sense and install it. Alright, so what we've got to do is we've got to pretty much pair this device to our app. So it does say there that we've got to push the button 6 times if it's the first time we haven't, first time it's been used. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's see if it finds it. Looks like it's found it, and it's updating as well. Alright, now that the device is all paired up, what we've got to do is attach it to the bottom of your tank. So make sure you give that tank a good clean. You don't want any sort of paint chipping, any kind of dirt, marks, stuff like that. It just won't work. This is ultrasonic, so you really want to make sure there's a nice clean surface and it can nothing in the way. So you just want to apply. They give you the bit of grease as well. It's just clear grease, similar I suppose if you go and have an ultrasound. Same sort of thing. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on there. They say on there to put a generous amount on there. We actually use these at work too, because we have similar sort of thing, and yeah, it doesn't dry out. It stays sticky for a while actually, but you definitely need a bit over that sensor. Probably keep it off the magnet. Those two little silver bits of magnets, that's what makes it stick to your tank. Okay, now that it's paired up, we've got the grease on. What we've got to do is really got to go center of your tank. It's got to go center as possible. The sensor I'm talking about. Okay. Just let it sit there for give it a bit of a rock. It's not going anywhere. You know, obviously I'm doing a bit of caravan, so I don't want it to come off. Let's check it out. Give it a good rock here. Hasn't moved, still in the same position. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's put it back in. Well, let's have a look at the app, see what it says. The app is saying 100%. It's updating. Let's have a little nosy. Saying pretty good. The signal's good. Battery's good. Low quality, tank empty, or sensor is incorrectly positioned. Okay, let's have a look at that. Okay, what I did is I just wiped off a little bit more grease, and I think it just had a little bit too much grease on there. So let's see how good it is now. Okay, it's looking really good. I did notice I just had to wait a couple of minutes for it to sort of settle, and the quality up the top right hand side there's the stars, so that's basically how good the signal is that it's sending through the tank. When I first installed it was at 1, so I just popped it off again, gave it a bit of a clean, removed a bit of grease, not heaps, and it's sort of come back alright now. So yeah, it looked like it's settled down, so it's good. So what I want to do, because I've only brought one of these, I want to put it on the second bottle and just have a nosy. They say once you've installed it correctly and it's connected to your device and the quality is good of the sensor, then yeah, you don't really have to touch them. They're all good. But I have a second bottle here, so I'm curious to see what this other one is. So that way at least I know, you know, what my bottles are doing in my caravan. Let's swap them over. Alright, just noticed that the new bottle that I got has actually got like a little bit of rust, or surface rust, or yeah, I don't know, surface rust. So I wouldn't be putting that sensor exactly on that rust spot. I'd be putting it, still that rust is pretty much off center, so as you can see your sensor's just up there, so be putting it, sticking it like that. I wouldn't be putting it on the rust. Alright, gas bottles put back in. I did notice one thing to check on, guys, is, I mean, that's done up as tight. I'll try and show you. That there, basically you wind this part in, so this is tighter. And I've noticed that I've just tightened it as far as I can, but that's still a lot of movement in there, so it's something you might want to check. There is a slight problem here, that this bolt here is actually too long, and because it's too long, it is hold on, wait for it to focus. Yep, because it's too long there, it actually doesn't sort of clamp back, as you can see right there, you know. Problem is basically that bolt is just a little bit too long, and I've wound this that way as far as I can so that this pulls tight, but you can see that's still, I would consider that still loose. What needs to happen is that bolt's got to chop off at least 15 mil so that it's not hitting this piece of metal here, and then you can put a split pin through there, a locking pin to lock that as well, because that's not even really locked. I wouldn't consider that locked, it's just pulled back. So definitely check that out, guys. While I noticed it, you know, I thought I'd just mention it while I'm looking at it. Alright, so let's check the app and see if it's still saying it. Alright, checking the app now. It's been about 5 minutes or so. I've let the bottle sort of stand upright and settle, and got pretty much 3 stars there, so it's telling me it's 100%. I would say it's not 100% accurate. I know these gas bottles are full, but I have used a little bit a week ago cooking. So yeah, they're full, but you know, I wouldn't say they're 100%. So maybe that might be a little bit more accurate if I leave it a little bit longer. But I mean, it's pretty well accurate, so I'm pretty happy with it. As I said, you guys, we'll go back to the gas bottles. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it. App seems to be pretty accurate. I wouldn't say it's 100% accurate at the moment, but I've only just installed it, so give it a little bit of time. I'm sure it'll probably work itself out. Pretty happy with it. I mean, it's a lot better than the gauges I used to have. They were a pain in the ass. You got to push them down all the time, you know, and they are susceptible to a corrosion. and it's also just another thing that could fail and block your gas as well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this, guys. So I mean, that's definitely a good way to know what's on your gas bottles, because you know, as you can see, there's no way of knowing until you run out. So I'm pretty happy with it. So if you guys want to check it out, it's up to you guys, but yeah, looking good. Thanks. The toolbox closed now, so I'm just out of curiosity, I want to see if that actual app works from this distance rather than actually opening up with your toolbox. So let's have a look if the app is still displaying some details. Alright, so it is still showing a good signal. You know, you got 3 stars there, and your signal to the device is pretty good. I'm only standing probably about a metre away, to be fair. But I'm going to walk around. You can't see me walking, but I'm actually walking. I'm probably around by the front door now. Probably a good metre or 2 metres away from the front door. And still getting good signal. So, technically, you could probably sit on a chair and drink a beer and read your gas bottles. Yep, it's still updating. So, yeah, it's working good. So, it's telling me what's happening. Alright guys, done the Bluetooth gas device. Done that. Works. Tried it on 2 bottles, seems to be working fine. Pretty happy with it. Yeah, if I even tried it from a few meters away, still works. Alright, so that's pretty happy with that. I'll give that a tick of my approval, and curious to see how it goes in a few months, but at the moment, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I needed to know what the gas bottles are doing, you know. Just, yeah, it's a bit of a must really. Yeah guys, see you next time. Bye.